What services should an MSP offer, and what are additional services that an MSP can also offer? In this video, we're going to be breaking down the core functions of an MSP and what services they can offer, as well as some nice benefits that can make you more recurring revenue and bring you more clients. How are you doing? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow. Before I get into today's video, I do want to mention to go over to growth-generators.com. And if you go over to the resources area, there's a bunch of cool stuff from the membership to the launchpad for brand new MSPs. But really, over at the resources tab, I've already located it. If you scroll all the way down, there's actually an entire guide that you can print out for your MSP business plan and structure. It's all right there. So that way you know exactly what's actually in there. Now, if you're wondering, Harrison, well, why should I watch this video if I could just go download it? And you're probably going to include a link because you're super helpful down in the links below, because you'd be right. I am. But there are some reasons that it's important to understand why we offer those. And really, the true factor and differentiator is you, the person watching this video, because you are the thing that makes your MSP different than other people's. So let's get into the video. By the way, my standing desk broke. My dogs, I didn't do good cable management. I apologize. My dogs tugged on it and it frayed a cable. So hopefully in the next couple days, I'll have a new clicker to bring it up and down. So we're dealing with situations as they come. So the core services an MSP actually provides is going to be your remote monitoring and management. This is probably the most important thing. This also is a tool. Now, there's plenty of great RMM tools out there, right? Remote monitoring and management. This is different than your PSA. Your PSA is your professional services automation. Think of that as kind of the admin. Your RMM tool is kind of the worker that checks in on everything, right? So if you want to go check out SuperOps, there is a link down below for SuperOps. It is an affiliate link. I'm affiliated with them because it is one of my absolute favorite companies of all time, at least as far as in the MSP space, but it is really, really cool. I'm a little sad that they changed up their website. Oh my goodness, it might even be better, but it's a really cool platform. It's an RMM and PSA tool all in one. And that's important because it's going to allow you to monitor and manage hundreds, if not thousands of devices. Pushing updates, ultimately patch management, all of that good stuff is going to happen in your remote monitoring and management platform, right? And to be honest, most of your customers probably have no idea how to do any of this as I go throughout this video. So it's just going to be stacking value on value on value. Now, the second thing that is probably the most important core service an MSP offers after remote monitoring and management, because you need that, is actually help desk and end user support. At some point or another, your clients are going to pick up the phone and they're going to call you, which is great. And you're going to have to support them. Now, there's different tiers of support, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. You might want to offer 24/7 by 365, maybe 24/7 and 355, and you take a couple days off a year. Maybe you don't work weekends. Whatever it is for you, you want to make sure that you can support your dream customers, and that is the end user support. That's the important thing about all of this. Now, next is going to be patch management. We have to make sure that we keep devices up to date and secure. It's really important. And hackers can easily exploit. Windows 10 is going end of life soon. Well, guess what? Now we have a whole new problem, and it's a matter of time before more and more hackers get access to those platforms, right? It's why you can sometimes hear a gasp when somebody says they're on Windows 7. I just heard of somebody running a system off of Windows XP, right? So pretty crazy stuff. We have to make sure that we are keeping devices up to date and secure with typically a manufacturer's updates that we push out and make sure that they're going to work when they say that they're going to work. Now, some of the other services that you're going to want to offer: antivirus and endpoint detection, right? You want to make sure that you are keeping them, or endpoint protection, sorry. You're going to want to make sure that you're keeping them secure. The last thing that you want to do is be the guy that says, or girl that says, we got hacked. Right. Now there's different levels of endpoint protection and antivirus. I'm just covering the basics here in this video. So don't come after me. So a company that does this really, really well actually is there's a bunch of them. Acronis has been getting into it. And the reason why I recommend Acronis, I'm not even affiliated with the company, but the reason why I recommend them is just because they have a cyber side as well as a backup side, which actually gets me to the next part of this, right? We're going to protect the computers, but hey, at some point or another, something is going to happen. We have to be prepared for that. Backup and disaster recovery. True peace of mind, right? Now, there is local backups where they're being backed up locally onto external hard drives, whatever it is that you decide to do. And this is not a teaching lesson in that, right? You have your local backup and then you have your cloud backup. Both are fine. But it's really about business continuity, making sure that, God forbid, something did happen, you can get up and running in nearly no time. That's truly the most important part. And to a potential customer, that's a huge, huge value. And I think a lot of MSPs truly sleep on that all the time. They don't describe the value to the customer and how truly, truly important it is to make sure that they understand that if something does happen, there is a very quick recovery in that. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video, I would appreciate a like button, subscribe button, and a notification bell. And hopefully that'll help me get a new up and down clicker for my desk here. Now, one of the next things that you're going to want to probably offer, and I would say this is the second to last really core thing an MSP is going to offer, is email hosting and security. Typically, it's going to be through Office 365 here, and I pulled that up already. Now, you could go through, this is my own account here. We don't need to log in, but you could go through a Microsoft 365 account and just depending on what it is and what you actually need, you might do spam filtering, you might do phishing protection, and obviously there's other tools for these things as well. But email management is an absolute nightmare for most businesses. Most business owners have no idea how to start it, how to open it up. They don't, they might even cancel somebody or they might just fire somebody and not cancel them, leaving it completely vulnerable for that employee to still have access to the system. That's the last thing anybody wants. It's so much easier to have a company that knows what they're doing every single time. They can go in, make that adjustment when it's needed to be made, and be done with it. Now, the last thing that I would say a MSP should handle as a core function is firewall and network management. At some point or another, things are going to happen and the business is going to grow, and that's fantastic. You're going to have to make sure that you protect the network, but also handle the network. So it's routers, switches, firewalls, Wi-Fi, all of that should be included in your core services for your MSP. And you could do a good, better, best plan and however you want to structure your plans, but truly being able to go in there and manage the network and remove all of those headaches from that business owner is a tremendous, tremendous value. And I think a lot of MSPs really sleep on it because as that business grows, we all get it. You can't run everything off of a unmanaged, 5 or 10 or 15, whatever the port switch is, right? You have to go through and be secure and you have to do the right thing. Most business owners can absolutely not handle that. Now, there's a bunch of great add-on services that you can quite literally add on and make additional recurring revenue. And that is vCIO or vCISO services, vCISO services. And this could be strategic IT planning, security consulting. And the more you know, the better off you're actually going to be. And this isn't like let me boast and be a humble brag. It's a great thing to offer to clients and say, hey, we offer this, or we have somebody, or we have several experts in house that this may be a add-on or a complementary service that we offer as a good differentiator. Now, I did say cybersecurity before. Now, you could really go deep into cybersecurity services. You could do dark web monitoring, penetration testing, security awareness training. There's a whole list of things that you can offer, services that you can offer throughout this process. Find the ones that work for you. You could do EDR, XDR. The list can truly go on and on and on. If I'm getting my acronyms messed up, I apologize. I have looked at way too many acronyms all day long. But you might even be interested in threat hunting, and that's a sexy word to tell a new potential prospect. Great, right? Just know what you're actually offering, what it does, and make sure that you can tell the customer the value because every customer and every sales interaction is going to be slightly different. Now, cloud migrations are another huge option, and cloud management. More and more people are getting rid of the hardware in their office, which is sometimes great for us and maybe sometimes not so great for us, right? It leaves a lot to either be desired, and some people just want to know that their data is quite literally in their building, and other people are like, "Pff, I would rather pay a multi-billion dollar company to manage that, right? You have Azure, AWS, M365. Whatever works for you, and whatever situation you might be in, you might be setting up a honestly a simple M365 where they just need a SharePoint. Cool, right? And in other cases, you might need to go and spin up virtual machines on the cloud. However, that you would like to run it is totally, totally fine. Now, a huge value, in my opinion, and probably the most slept on, you guys know I leave all the golden nuggets to the end, VoIP and phone systems. Oh, it is gold. You should be selling VoIP all the time. If you're not selling VoIP to every single customer, you're probably leaving money on the table. OIT VoIP, they specifically work with MSPs. I absolutely love them. Feel free to tell them I sent you. I may or may not even be an affiliate of theirs. I'm not officially sure on that one, but they truly, truly are a really cool VoIP provider. And by the way, if you're looking for network monitoring and management, Domos is a pretty cool software as well, by the way. I wanted to make sure I pulled these up. These are only SuperOps is an affiliate. Everyone else is just personal recommendations and what I like. And it just because I didn't list them here doesn't mean I don't like them. These are just what I pulled up this evening. Okay. There's too many. I would fill this video would be an hour long. I just want to be clear on that. Then you have hardware procurement and lifecycle management. Now, this is huge, right? At some point or another, you're going to have a huge amount of opportunities to buy hardware and replace existing hardware and ultimately manage their assets. Now, you can absolutely go buy from a distributor. You have Ingram Micro, D&H, you have the list can go on and on. Heck, some people even buy from Amazon. If you want computers, personally, I'm a big fan of Carbon Systems. You can just buy their stuff. The reason why that they're pretty cool is because they don't have public pricing. You can't go on here and find any public pricing about I shouldn't say not who they are, but the price that is associated with what they're actually offering. They just don't have it. That's the nice part. You can't have clients shopping you around. And last but not least, the biggest upsell ever is compliance services. All of the multi-letter alphabet agencies, right? You have HIPAA, PCI, uh, CMMC, FDIC. The list can go on and on and on. Compliance services are a huge, huge opportunity for your MSP and definitely could be something that you might want to add on for certain clients. Now, while I wrap this video up, I do want to make sure that people understand that there is a huge, huge difference as far as what an MSP is going to offer. There is your break fix model, which is not an MSP, and then you have your managed services model. But there's kind of two parts to managed services. You're eventually going to get a new customer, and that customer is going to do well, is hopefully going to grow over time, which is fantastic. But there is going to be a time when they have to upgrade things. That is project work versus managed services. Project work is going to be a one time, typically a massive amount of work, kind of in one set period, where managed services is continuously making sure that things are working the way that they're supposed to be working so that business can actually grow. And you want to take everything that I've put in this entire video and figure out what works best for you. Is it a good, better, best, a basic, standard, premium, a silver, gold, platinum, whatever it is, find out what multi or single function that you would like to have and run with it. But these are plenty of great services that your MSP can absolutely start providing today, as well as upsell them down the road for you to grow your business. So I hope this video helped you guys. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. I hate that I am sitting down. I feel so strange, but it is currently night. It's also raining outside and my desk is broken. Hopefully we'll have it back soon. Love you guys as always. I'll see you guys in the next one.